Welcome to another episode of Michelle Davis Fitness. So glad that you guys can join us. We're live every Thursday, 1 p.m. on WCOBM here in Las Vegas. I have a company that I want to tell you guys about. I have been using ever since last year. This has helped me so much during my competition and my prep. And I actually have the owner, Pascal, here to tell you more in depth about the products and to kind of tell you guys how much I love this company. Not only is it Pascal, but his wife Christine as well. Their stories are just unbelievable. They're great people, and I love this company. So Immunize Labs, let's bring on Pascal and talk more about it. Hey Pascal, how you doing?
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. How is it over there in Greenwich, Connecticut?
It's very, very busy because we're mainly a research company. So we essentially go all over the world looking for the best solutions for most people's ailments. And you know what? Instead of reinventing the wheel, let's see what other people are doing, not only in Europe, but in Asia and South America and China and India, and then coming back and putting it together. What's the best way to deliver a solution for a healthier lifestyle?
How fascinating. And big shout outs to your wife, Christine. I don't know if she's watching, but just love you guys so much, and your support in my competition and everything. I can't thank you enough. So
Thank you.
You guys have been traveling the world. Have you had any adventures you'd like to share?
We were in Nicaragua just recently when all this news was going on. At the same time, there's a active volcano in the background.
Oh my gosh.
It was quite interesting.
Yeah, I bet.
It was phenomenal about how the different perspective of how people view disease and how to actually find solutions to get healthier.
Right.
So it's working with not only medical doctors but scientists around the world, sitting down with them and sharing ideas and perspectives on how to improve quality of life.
How fascinating. And are these people that work with Immunize Labs your company, or are these just other doctors that you've been friends with that you kind of stay in touch with?
They're essentially, a lot of times what happens is the medical community goes down one path. It's like a herd mentality. Mm-hmm. And whether it's right or wrong, it gets momentum. And, and it leads to only certain type of solutions. What we're trying to do is take a step back and say, okay, does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Everyone's doing this. It's not working, or it's causing more problems than it actually helps. Mm-hmm. What are other people doing from different perspectives that don't have the same forced requirements that we do? And then take a step back and say, okay, and so we share ideas on how to come up with better ways to do things.
So let's take an example of the United States, and compared to Europe, how would that be different with just the way they take care of themselves?
So let's look at it from a simple perspective.
Okay.
If you look at skincare products,
okay,
you could put just about anything you want, in a skincare product in the U.S. within reason. But if you go to Europe, most American products are banned.
Wow.
Because of the ingredients that they have. Essentially, they have much, much, much stricter requirements on what can go into a product.
Makes me want to move to Europe.
Well, it's harder to do business.
Yeah.
But they have a different set of rules.
Okay.
Much stricter standards. So we look at, from our perspective, we look at creating the best possible product we can, period. Mm-hmm. So we start with the stricter standards, and we look at, okay, how can we make it even better?
Right.
Not because we have to follow a standard, because my family, we use the product ourselves. Mm-hmm. That's our standard.
I like that. I mean, if the family's not using it, then why wouldn't a client obviously see that and not want to take an advantage of that as well? I definitely like to talk to doctors, and if they're prescribing me something, one funny thing I say is, have you ever tried this? Have you ever taken that? And naturally doctors kind of give me that weird look, but Pharmaceutical wise, I try and go the natural route, whatever I can be, whether it's even Tylenol or, I have a cough and cold. I try and go as much as a natural route as I can, and that's why Immunized Labs to me, in the properties, the formulas you have in your ingredients is something that's not only pure, but you really, really go in depth with really acknowledging that you put your love, and people should trust that when it comes to these products. So I wanted to talk first about my favorite, which is the Skin Nutrition Mist. Why I love this Skin Nutrition Mist. First off, it smells fabulous. And not only that, but here in the desert, it's so dry. I constantly need to be spraying my skin with something before it dries out. And so this Skin Nutrition Mist has been perfect. I've been using this ever since November. And did I say it smells great? It smells amazing. I love this stuff. Tell me how you guys came up with this concept for the Skin Nutrition Mist.
So all our products essentially have a story, and the story is the birth of the product. We don't seek to create a product. Usually what happens is an incident in your life or something. You look for a solution, there's nothing available, so we seek to make a solution. We first try to find something, because we're not, we weren't, creating a product is an incredible effort. So if we could find something that does it, great. So essentially, the Skin Mist was born out of essentially damaged skin. So we looked at, if you go into an emergency room, right? If you have amputations, if you have burn victims, and you have things like that, okay, they use certain ingredients and certain products to put on those types of injuries to help them heal. So we started looking at that as the foundation, and can we make a natural product based on those concepts?
Right.
And then go from there. And then we realized that most people forget that your skin is your organ, your most exposed, and your first line of defense.
Right.
Okay. So, and the second mistake that people think is that, okay, you know what, by slobbering either a petroleum-based solution or a oil, it's a natural oil, or it's a fat of some sort. Guess what? Your skin is porous and needs to breathe. Okay?
I always find that when I put on like sunblock or coconut oil, I always break out. And I think that's because my pores can't breathe.
Right. So essentially, what we're trying to do is that create a misting solution that delivers nutrients for your skin. Not just some sort of physical barrier.
Here, I'm going to use it right now. It's that good.
But actually delivers nutrients to your skin, so your skin can actually flourish. That's what we're trying to do. And then we urge people, please look at the ingredients.
Yes,
do
that's
your
actually
research
what I'm looking
on
right
what
now.
the ingredients do.
I love that smell. I'm trying to figure out, I think it's the vanilla and the lime and the blood orange and the lavender. Those essential oils, I definitely can smell.
Yes.
It smells so good. I can't get enough of it. Another thing I want to tell you, ladies, is that the Strength Sisters event on June 16th, 20 ladies are going to get a bottle of this for the goodie bags, so you might want to come on down to Las Vegas and attend the event June 16th, 12 to 4. Now let's move on with something I'm very passionate about. I have an extremely sensitive digestive system. I think it's because I'm really hyper emotional. I'm one of those intuitive empaths that I care way too much what other people think, which I'm trying to improve on every day. But a lot of the times when I'm stressed out, it goes to my gut. And so healthy digestion is something I have been an advocate for all my life. And so this healthy digestion formula, it not only helps to reduce my acid reflux, my heartburn, my gas, my bloating. So this is something that I really, really like. Tell me the story behind the healthy digestion formula.
So essentially, one of our clients, a long-time supporter client, was having severe problems, and they've tried everything you can imagine. And they approached us, and we worked with them for almost 2 years. and 48 formulas later,
Jeez.
we had a solution that was helping them. It helped them so much that we decided, okay, does it help other people who have the similar symptoms? And our goal was quite simple. If you have too much acid, you have all these problems associated with it. If you have too little acid, you have all these problems associated with it. And guess what? They're similar, but one goes in one direction, one goes in the other.
So that's why we have
a formula A and a formula B, and we have a test that you take to figure out which one is best for you.
Interesting. And again, the proprietary blend of this, date fiber, marshmallow root, licorice calcium carbonate. I mean, I really trust this stuff, people. I mean, everything in here is essentially good for you. It does something where it's going to heal you. And again, looking at the ingredients is the first thing I go to, no matter whatever I'm buying. And so moving on, whenever I'm working out is something I really like to make sure that my adrenals are running properly and my metabolism is always on a high, but it's my immune system that I'm really taking caution of. When I work out really hard, some of the things I feel is not only I get really tired, but I feel like I'm getting sick. So they have this cellular support boost, which again, all natural, chocolate flavor. Tell me again about this. And if you guys want more information, immunizedlabs.com. Go check them out.
So essentially, the easiest way to explain Shield versus Boost, the two products, is that Shield supports your immune system and strengthens your immune system, and Boost supports the soldier.
There we go.
Which is the cellular health. So you can't have a strong army unless you have a strong soldier.
Right.
So the Boost is focused on strengthening the cell, and then Shield is focused on strengthening the army, which is your immune system.
Wow. And I'm going to get more in depth with that. I would love to have you on another time to talk about cellular health, because a lot of people overlook that. They don't take their cells seriously. They kind of bypass all these other things and just kind of, oh, if I'm not hurting, nothing's going wrong, I'm fine. But I like to look at it like, no, cellular health comes from within, and you really have to look at the things you're taking on a regular basis. You shouldn't be figuring out, oh, I should be taking this because I don't feel good. You should be taking it on a normal level so that you can maintain all the time. And that's one thing. What's that, Pascal?
There are two ways you can look at it. So essentially, when you start feeling sick, generally your immune system can't handle whatever it's being impacted with.
Right.
Okay. So you feel sick. When you start with disease, that's usually cells that are failing, and the cells are starting to get sick. So they're two different things. You know, the cells are by keeping your cells the healthiest that they can be. Okay, that's your best insurance, if you will, to staying healthy.
Right.
And by keeping your immune system the strongest it can be, that's the best you can from getting day-to-day sick, or the days of this, the day-to-days of life.
It's funny, I go to the gym and I see all of these people working out on a daily basis, and I think to myself, do these people think that they're getting healthy just by working out? Or are they actually taking a look at what they're putting in their body to help their cells, to help everything, so that way they can go to the gym and they can work out even harder? Because I feel a lot of people in their 20s and in their 30s almost feel like, oh, if I just go to the gym and, I just drink my gallon of water, then I'm fine, I'll stay healthy, and all I got to do is just really work out and make sure I'm just sleeping. And I feel like a lot of people don't really take in depth the things that they really need to incorporate so that way down the road they're never going to really have the troubles that they may have if they would have taken those preventative steps. Eating healthy, diet, lifestyle, here in Las Vegas, partying, and especially working late night jobs. A lot of people work in the nightclub industry, and some of these things you really need to look at from not only the immune system but the cellular health as well, digestion. But moving on, again, immunizedlabs.com, did I mention that, is stress prevention. Because here in Vegas is one of the top places ever that I guarantee stress levels are at a record-breaking high. Now, this stress prevention, tell me about the story with this.
So essentially, I'm a competitive lifter.
Okay.
And one of the things that you need to understand is that when you're powerlifting or strength training, you're under stress.
Right.
And the more stress you can handle, the more you're able to perform.
Okay.
And your ability to handle stress is a precursor to your immune system going off. So the more stress you can handle and not feel it, or not react to it and not respond to it, the more you can handle and stay healthy. So in essence, what they're called is adaptogens, and they allow you to be able to handle more stress without your alarms going off. So I'll give you an example. When you train, when you've trained really, really hard, you feel completely run down.
Right.
Okay. Well, you went beyond your ability to handle your stress load, and now your immune system is responding.
Right.
It's trying to shut you down, so it actually heal the damage. Because remember, there's oxidative stress when you're working out. There's hormonal things going on, and also when you're doing a lot of training, you're also ripping micro tears the muscle.
Right.
So you're doing a lot of oxidative stresses, micro tearing, and so on. So the most important thing is your diet, your nutrition. But when you're pushing the envelope, it's not enough.
Right.
That's the bottom line. I mean, imagine how many oranges you have to eat to get the vitamin C you need for protection. But the problem with that, if you eat all those oranges, is the acid that you have causes other problems.
Good
and
point.
then sugar as well. So, hold on.
I think we have a little bit of a disconnection. I think his phone went dead.
I think we get.
Oh, there we are. Okay, so we're back. So we're talking about micro tears and the oxidative stress and your immune system having to repair itself, and that's why this is a good Adapgen is this stress prevention formula that you have.
It helps you push the envelope and maintain the same level of performance as you would. Let's say you want to push 95% capacity. But you're really feeling it only at 70%.
Right.
That's what you want.
Okay.
You want to be able to push the envelope and not feel the effects of having pushed the envelope. That's what it does. We have triathlons, heavy power lifters that use this because it gives them that edge without getting the high, if you will, and the crash of stimulants.
Right.
The problem with stimulants is over time, you need to keep taking more and more to feel the same effect. And we want to get away from that, because what happens, you desensitize yourself. Even if you swap products, companies, and so on, they're still stimulants. And the problem is that with stimulants, eventually what will happen, it also causes problems with sleeping and a whole other set of problems that eventually you can't even work out without a stimulant.
It's a very, very good point. Thank you for sharing that information. If you're interested on how to take this would be 1 tablespoon on an empty stomach with water or juice. And the same with these is 1 tablespoon, 2 to 4 ounces with water first thing in the morning. Wait 20 minutes before eating. Now, why would someone need to wait 20 minutes before eating when taking this?
So we use what's called liposomal technology, which means that the product is absorbed, not digested. It goes right into your bloodstream through absorption, not digestion. And the reason why you don't want to eat, not even drink coffee, is because the digestion process begins as soon as something touches your mouth. So or sometimes even smell, if you smell food, you could feel your stomach going.
Right.
That begins the digestion process. We don't want that because the digestion process is not efficient. If you give it liposomal C, we can get absorption rates above 80-85% through liposomal technology. But if you try to take it straight, like normal vitamin C, if you take too much of it, you end up with diarrhea because your body can't absorb it and dumps it.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is avoid all that and get it directly into your bloodstream.
Can you take both of these at the same time?
You can, and we recommend that you do.
Okay.
You mean the Shield and the Boost?
Yeah, because they both say take.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. And then I forgot my mouthwash. They have this mouthwash, people, that's incredible. Did I say they have mouthwashes? It's minty and it's good and it's near my sink in my bathroom and I forgot it.
So essentially the mouthwash, our main feature is remineralization. Essentially remineralization is putting the calcium back on your teeth, putting the enamel back on your teeth, essentially what it is. The way it works is that our mouthwash works differently. You use it before you go to bed. And it works all night, so you wake up in the morning with fresh breath and a healthier mouth.
I like that. I can handle that. And so the healthy digestion, is this something you want to take on an empty stomach?
So you take it right before you eat, and it helps your digestion process, digest food, manage and balance your acid enzyme response, and helps eliminate food faster. So if you're like a bodybuilder or a powerlifter and you need to have 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day, or even more because you're competitive,
right?
You really need the powder to keep things moving.
That sounds correct.
To keep the toxins out, because believe it or not, the more food you eat, the more the reality is the more toxins you have in food.
Interesting.
And then also the thing that people forget, is that if you go non-organic, let's say you're eating normal food, it's full of pesticides and everything else, that builds up. You want a way to detox those out of your system, or else it builds up. And then the other method is, let's say you go towards organic food. Well, organic food is full of bugs and all kinds of things.
So what do you do? What do you do then?
Well, that's why we work so hard to create a powder that helps protect against many of these foodborne issues that's inherent in food. And that's why the powder took almost 2 years to develop, is because we were looking at not only the gas, the bloating, all the problems associated with eating, but also help people have less issues when they eat.
Right, and you have 2 different formulas.
Yes.
So, and you also have a hairspray that I forgot. Again, I love the hairspray, but the skin spray is my favorite. But I want to thank you so much for coming on and telling everybody about these amazing products. They have several other products you guys need to go take a look at. Follow them. Go to immunizedlabs.com. Pascal, where are you guys going to be traveling to next?
We're going to Florida for a video commercial, and then it's going to be airing nationally, and then also we're going to several states to look at a production facility. So
that's so cool.
We're doing well.
Do you guys ever post
so
and blog about your adventures anywhere?
The blogging part is, if I had a minute. It's one of those things. If I had
I understand.
I prefer my time. I prefer being in the lab and researching, because it's exciting to bring products that work and that actually do help people and solve needs. That to me is the most exciting part.
That is exciting. You have your own lab. I'm sure you have like a very nice Halloween mad scientist outfit to wear as well. But thank you again, and you tell Christina I said hi, and again, I love the company. Thank you guys so much for your support.
And thank you, and good luck.
Thank you very much. So everyone, I'm telling you, if you're interested in being a sponsored athlete, don't give up. There's companies out there that are looking to help athletes all the time. This is a company that has helped me through all of my competitions. Immunized Labs, definitely want to follow them. I want to thank you guys so much for being a part of the show, and we are live every Thursday at 1 here on WCOBM. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks,
Bye.
bye-bye.